Hi again then guys, and so we've got another GranTurismo 6 circuit setup for you today, and this time we've got something a little bit different. It's a car which I would usually do probably a 650 or maybe even 675 or 700 pp tune for, the Mazda 787B, one of probably the most popular Le Mans cars ever, but we've done something a little bit different. We've taken it down to a lower pp, 600. Because I've done plenty of 700 pp tunes now. I haven't done all of the Le Mans cars, but I've done quite a few. And the 787B, although a great car, isn't necessarily the best for taking on the 700 pp level. It doesn't necessarily have the top end performance of many of the others like the R92CP, and it naturally lends itself towards low end acceleration and handling. So we've taken that concept and enhanced it more for the 600 pp level. This is a fantastic car for tight circuits and for city circuits. So I've gone for racing soft tyres. You don't have to, of course, but that's what I've gone for. As far as suspension, we've got the ride height as low as possible. Springs we've increased to 15, 25 and 17. The dampers to 4 all round, anti-roll to 3. Perhaps surprisingly no camber whatsoever, no toe. We'll come back to the gearbox in a second. For the diff, you want the lowest initial torque, the lowest acceleration, and a braking sensitivity of 10, which really stiffens up the steering. If you want the car to be a little bit more loose, then try increasing it up to, say, 20 or maybe even 30. As far as the power, it is obviously heavily reduced. It does have an oil change. We've reduced it down to 58.3%. We have the full downforce, because obviously it's a handling tune first and foremost. And we've increased its ballast by 145 kilos. Still a relatively lightweight car though at 975. We've put that 0.1 towards the front of the car just to bring it a tiny bit closer to a 50-50 split. But I don't actually believe that 50-50 is the best for Le Mans cars. I always try to get it to a 49-51 split. Then finally for our gearbox, we want an auto setting of 180. Then for the individual gears, we've got 4250, 2750, 1950, 1475 and 1175 with a final drive of 3.2. So that's it for the mechanical setup. Now let's take it out to the ultimate proving ground, the Nürburgring Ring, to see how it performs at the 600 pp level. Now I have to say, I wasn't certain when I first built this car whether it would be competitive enough at the 600 pp level, because of course the Mazda Furai, which I built for the 600 pp level, had to be restricted quite heavily down to 500 horsepower, so this car would undoubtedly have to be reduced even more. And I was worried that it wouldn't have the straight line performance necessary, but as it turns out, the cornering is just so phenomenal on the 787B that it more than makes up for it. Now I would certainly not recommend using this on high speed tracks such as the Le Mans, Route 7, of course Route X, or tracks like that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it on Monza or necessarily Spa, perhaps on Spa, just about. But basically tracks which require more than, say, 200 miles per hour regularly, this car is not the best for. This car works best on tracks which never let up. It's just corner after corner after corner. Tracks like Sierra, Laguna Seca, the Nürburgring Ring, Ascari, that kind of track where it's just constant flow from corner to corner. This car is perfect for that. The handling is unbelievable, especially considering we've got no camber at all. And it's a fantastic car. It's not hard to see why people love it so much. It has that fantastic sound, the great look. It's a full premium as well. And to top it off, despite having less power than any of my other 600 pp tunes, i.e. the Zonda R, the Furai and the FXX, it's around 10 to 15 seconds quicker than all three of them around the Nürburgring Ring. So a seriously rapid machine. So if you decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it fun, and it is definitely a highly competitive machine. And if you're new to the channel and would like to keep up with builds like this as soon as they're released, then be sure to hit subscribe down below. And as always, thanks for watching.